and we will have a look at what we're covering today. I would also like to say good job to those students who actually completed the online exercise first before coming for the class. So shout out to Catherine, but Catherine only did the first 5 and she didn't do the rest. Shout out to Chloe for doing it. Excellent. And Clarice as well. Boo. Good job, Clarice and Chanel and Chloe. Nicole did it as well, but Nicole is not here. Good job, Raj, for finishing it. Elena finished it as well. So did Sanvi, Toby, and Zoe. Now, those of you who did not finish the online questions first, that's okay. As we go through, you can answer by typing your answers in the chat group, and then after that, we'll cover the whole question together. All right. So, what are we covering today, boys and girls? First up, all right, the main thing we're covering today would be your editing, all right? And what are we looking for? We are looking for common sentence patterns in your editing, all right? So that's a very important part that we will definitely look at. Oh, here comes Toby. Okay. Oh, okay. So Catherine submitted it early by mistake. So we're going to cover a bit of grammar cloze. Whoops. A bit of grammar cloze, a bit of vocabulary cloze as well. And finally, the most important part would be editing. Moving on. So here are the house rules, everyone. Remember, always turn on your video and always mute your microphone. If you need to unmute your microphone, just raise your hand using the Zoom function, raise your hand. Okay? And wait for me to say, okay, please unmute yourself, and then you can start to speak. For all other things, use the chat function. Use it to ask questions, answer questions, share feedback. And if you need to go to the toilet, all right, my dear boys and girls, once again, you don't need to wait for me to say, okay, you can go, right? Just go. But you must tell me using the chat function, say, Mr. Joel, I'm going to the toilet. All right. And when you go to the toilet, my dear boys and girls, please leave your cameras turned on. If not, I won't know whether you've come back or not. All right, so that's why we need your video to be turned on at all times. And of course, lastly, be respectful to all students and teachers in the class. Well, there's only one teacher, that's me. So be respectful to your fellow students. But anyway, most of you don't know each other very well anyway, so you probably wouldn't be disrespectful to each other, right? So that's that. All right, moving on. So we'll begin with grammar cloze. So let's begin. All right, so we have over here a couple of different words. And remember, for grammar cloze, we don't need to use all of the words. They probably have a few that we do not need to use. Let's see how many questions we have. We have 5 questions only. So therefore, out of the 8 options given to us above, 3 are actually wrong options. So we don't need to use them. Okay, for the first one, all of you got it correct for question 1, except for Kat. Kat might want to try again. And Chanel, all right, let me know what your answer is. Sanvi has hers online. Zoe has submitted hers online as well. Let's see. Raj also has done it. Elena has done it as well. So did Toby and Chloe. Yeah, most of you did it. Good. Clarice as well. So just waiting for Kat's re-answer and Chanel's answer. What do you think? During the holidays, I went to the library with my sister. We went there by ourselves. Blank, our mother was at work. All right, so number 1. Okay, I have gotten Catherine's answer. That's good. Catherine, you're right. What is majestic? Okay, when you say something is majestic, there is something great about them. So normally we use majestic to describe things, right, that are awe-inspiring. You know, it makes us feel like, wow, so interesting, majestic, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's not really magical majestic, but Chanel, you're correct. Your answer is correct, okay? So we went there by ourselves, and over here, we are using be, right? We're using as our mother was at work. So we are using the conjunction as over here, right? In the same way as we would use the conjunction because. So this is kind of like the same meaning over here for as. Okay, we are using it as because. But remember, boys and girls, the word as is not just used in place of because. The word as can also mean the same meaning as when, like two things happening at the same time. So for example, I can say Chanel was singing as her naughty brother threw soap over the door, that kind of thing, right? So as can be used to mean when as well, like two things happening at the same time. So don't confuse it. We can use as, like we can use the word because. We can use as to also mean that two things are happening at the same time, right? Or almost at the same time. Another example would be as Sanvi was eating, comma, a fly flew into her food, right? So it's like at the same time, she's performing an action and another action happens. We don't have Kahoot or Blue Cat in the lesson, but I have spelling quiz for you guys. And you can earn some points for that as well. All right. Did I say last week that we should continue with Class Dojo on for this class? I did, right? Oh my goodness, I have to add everyone. No. I won't add everyone first because we have a lot of new students. We have 4 new students today. I'll add them if they join us permanently, okay? But as for the rest of you, you get to win the points. New students, you get to win points as well. But if you're still not like a permanent student next week, right, your points will be deleted. So what are Class Dojo points? You can basically exchange it for anything and it will be sent to your house. So each Class Dojo point is worth 10 cents, basically. So if you have 10 Class Dojo points, you effectively have $1. If you have 50 Class Dojo points, you have $5. If you have 100 Class Dojo points, you have $10, so on and so forth. All right. Yes, I'm becoming broke. Thank you. Yeah, I'm becoming broke. Okay. So next question, number 2. There, I picked a book. What my favorite animal? Right, Chanel, please give me the answer for this. And Nicole and Elena needs to give me the answer for this again as well, because the one you picked online was not correct. Yes, Catherine, you are right for this one. What do you think, Nicole, Elena, and Chanel? There, I picked a book. What my favorite animal? Leatherback turtles. The word you should be looking for here kind of has the same meaning as the word about. You can say I picked a book about my favorite animal, right? In in the same way, we can pick this word as well to say about. So Chanel, you've given me your answer. Not quite, okay, but good guess. How about Nicole and Elena? I'll give you 5 seconds to decide. All right, 5, 4, 3. Okay, Nicole has decided. 2, 1. Elena, come on. And ooh, yeah. Elena, you gave me the same answer that you gave online as well. So the answer that we're looking for over here is actually, let me change my ink to red. It's actually F. All right. I picked a book on. So it's a book on something, right? I read a book on space travel. I read a book on, I don't know, plants and photosynthesis. I'm broke, that's why I work as a teacher. Not really. I'm broke, and that's why I teach a lot to earn money for my baby. So I'm broke because a lot of my money goes to my baby and my house. My house is spending so much money paying it back to the bank. Okay. My sister prefers fairy tales, so she went to look for books that interest her. How many of you here actually love reading animal books? A show of hands. How many of you love reading animal books? Zoe? Catherine? Not really? Chanel? How many of you here don't like books that are of real things? You like books about stories, like crime stories or magical stories. Zoe likes crime and magical stuff. Catherine as well. Oh, my baby is fine. Thank you, Kat. How about the rest? What kind of stories do you like? Let me know in the chat. Elena says she spent most of her time on her dog in the Philippines. Okay. Chanel says she likes dogs. Elena says she likes books about Harry Potter. So maybe like the Wizarding Mysteries kind. Harry, no, Ron, Hermione, and everything. I wish that J.K. Rowling would write Harry Potter too, but she's not writing Harry Potter too. Nicole doesn't like books. She's like, I don't like books. Don't talk to me about books. Nicole, you have to turn on your camera, please. Remember what I said last week? Oh, Mr. Midnight. Mr. Midnight is so good. It's scary. I like to read scary stories. You know, there's this ghost story compilation in Singapore. I'm not sure whether you've seen it. They might still be selling it at Popular Bookstore, but it's called True Singapore Ghost Stories. I used to read it as a kid and it would freak me out. My goodness. Have you read it, Zoe, before? Because it was so, you know, when you're reading it, it's kind of like Elena. It's kind of like suddenly you picked up a book called True Philippine Ghost Stories, that kind of thing, right? And in the ghost stories, you can relate to whatever that they're saying. You can imagine it happening in the area around you, that kind of thing. That's why it's so scary. If you're reading it like, oh, this ghost story is happening in America, I can't imagine myself living in America. Not scary at all. But when you can imagine the ghost appearing in the lift, right, that you take to school, that you take in your building, or the ghost appearing right at the toilet, that kind of thing, it's really scary, right? So for those of you who like horror stuff and like stuff that scares you, it keeps you awake at night, and you find excitement in it, right? Do have a read of True Singapore Ghost Stories. Some of the grammar isn't that good, but I like the content, all right? I like the scare factor of it. Toby has nightmares now, my goodness. I never read that book, but I saw my friend, right? He had the book and he had a nightmare about it. Scary stuff. Okay. Oh, by the way, in case you're thinking, right, that Mr. Joel is just saying, oh, adding the class dojo points is never going to give me anything, right? Don't believe me? Check with Toby. Toby, please let the class know. Did I or did I not give you Roblox?
Yeah, you gave me Robux gift cards.
Yes. Okay. Yes, it's Russell Lee. That's right, Chloe. All right. Oh, whoops, no, wrong one. Okay, here. All right. So, while reading, I learned that leatherback turtles are the largest of all living turtles. Unfortunately, these majestic creatures are endangered. One of the main causes, blank pollution. For this one, everyone got it correct. Hey, no, hold on. No. For this one, Elena might want to try again, and Chanel might want to give me her answer for this one. Remember, over here, the clue is one, right? One of many. So you're looking at one only, one out of many. Okay. So, Chanel. Okay. So you might want to reconsider your answer, Chanel. How about, oh yes. Now you are correct, Chanel. Good. Because I said it's only one, right? Question 3 is hard. It's not really, because it over there it says one out of many, right? So what would the better answer be over here? Any idea, Elena? So it's one, right? So if it's one, which one must we use? We've already used B, we've already used F. Let's cancel that. What else are we left with? We're left with A, C, D, E, G, H. Not this question 3. Close try, Elena. Okay, the answer is actually is. Why isn't it turning? Come on, turn. Okay. One of the main causes of what? Main causes of leatherback turtles becoming endangered one of the main causes, we always use is with a